off. But you gotta check out these Sam Hyde videos. And I was like, oh, you're gonna, next time we play, I'll tell you a thing or two. And we became, good online friends. We played, thousands of hours of Counter-Strike together. And now it's like that meme where it's like last online 12 years ago. You know, like your best buddy. He's not online because he went on to do computer science at college. Anyway, 8 months ago, I got an email from his dad. Is this too loud? Okay, anyway, 8 months ago, I got an email from his dad. I thought that was kinda weird that his dad's emailing me, and his dad said, "Can I update you on Sergeant Bit Kreischer's life?" And I was like, I got an ominous feeling from this email, but I was like, sure, please go ahead. And Sergeant Bit Kreischer had bought a motorcycle. He bought a starter bike to emulate me because I buy motorcycles. I put them on Instagram, but I don't ride them. That's the one sort of caveat because it's the most dangerous thing you can do. I don't ride these things. And he bought a KTM 300, which is a gay bike. It's for Filipinos. This is like you ever see videos of somebody riding and they have building materials, like a stack that's too high on the back of a tiny motorcycle? Or like a barrel of fish guts strapped down, and they're weaving in and out of traffic, like almost hitting an elephant. That's the Philippines. That's a KTM 300, okay? So he got to be like his badass hero. He got this little fruitcake motorcycle, and his starter mission, his tutorial mission that he either passed or failed, depending on how you frame it, I guess, was getting rear-ended by an 18-wheeler in the back at a stoplight, dragged at 150 feet, and it's a fail. Actually an epic fail, Epic Games. He used the Epic Games launcher, and at a lot of shows people will be like, was he okay? And I'll be like, heh. Yeah man, he's totally great. He got right up and was like, yo that almost hurt. No, he got cut in half, and everything from the bladder down is gone. And there's in-cab footage of the driver of this thing when he hits him. This big fat monster in the truck cab. It's like you couldn't fit more human goo in the cab of this truck if you had something like a pressurized human goo applicator. And he hits my best online friend that I've known for like 10 years and he goes like this, huh. I think I fucked up. And he did fuck it up. He was on like meth or something. He was pretty. He was even driving for 35 hours. He was on some stimulants and he's in jail for like 12 years now. But my buddy gets cut in half. And there's like some nerve shit. And this part is funny. But just wait. Because it gets even funnier. It gets better, bro, trust me, you're gonna be dying when you hear this next part. It's mad good, there's, nerve shit. That's the technical term for it, nerve shit, and to get the surgery to fix the nerve shit, the doctors have to wait a year for the rest of his body to heal enough so that he'll survive the surgery. So for 1 year, he's in the hospital, they don't turn the lights out, it's lit with fluorescence 24/7. He can't sleep because he has phantom pains. It feels he's being sawed in half, okay? Like all the time. And he has this dab rig that looks like a military, DARPA dab rig. And finally he got the surgery and he started making music and his dad said, Sergeant Bit Kreischer, he's too ashamed to reach out to you because he, crying, this is my fault. This is me being like the cool guy on Instagram. My best online friend goes and almost gets killed because of something I did. And he's too ashamed to reach out to me himself. But he made music. He sent me his music. I'm thinking, oh shit, here we go again. I gotta listen to more garbage. More of this kid's garbage and find the 4 usable seconds. So his dad sends me these 18 tracks. And they are, divinely Flubbits, it's the best music I've ever heard in my life, and it struck me that, my whole adult life, I've just been completely selfish. And every day, even our bad days, I'm not gonna say your worst day, but it is an absurdly improbable, blessing. It's a gold microphone. It's an absurdly improbable blessing that we're able to be alive, and every day is a gift from a creator that loves you, fuck, and it is a Jewish creed, and he wants to hide the top of your head. That's very important. You can't show the top of your head to God. It's very bad. Take that off before something demonic happens. But I wanted to ask you guys, and this part is kind of funny, so if you laugh, that's fine. But when you get home, try to do it again for real and have some gratitude. Just everybody close your eyes for a second and imagine waking up and you're disabled, okay? Can you actually do this, please? Close your eyes. Imagine waking up when you're disabled. Close your eyes and imagine waking up and you're disabled, okay? What would you do if you could take things back? If you could go back to before? Ugly people that are just I'm standing right next to you right now. Close your eyes and imagine. Fucking big fat monster right here. Close your eye. I have a lazy point. I'm gonna test you guys. I close your eyes and imagine. And they said, let's try a big series here. Stop fucking around. Stop fucking around. Stop. Close your eyes and imagine being disabled. Okay, guys? What would you do differently? Think it through. You keep looking at me like I'm gonna do something. What do you want to do? Close your fucking eyes, man. Close your eyes in the match and wake it up. And you're gonna say, okay, this isn't romance time. Stop whatever that is. What are you smelling your girl? Bro, close your mouth. I'm jealous. Close your ass and ask for his mouth. What happens? Now imagine waking up. And you're Indian? Suicide butts? Yeah, I'm thinking bye-bye. Thank you. Come again. Kill yourself? If I wake up and I'm in the end, my first move is towards the nearest window. I'm dialing out head first. I don't think they know that I'm joking though. They're mostly, yeah dude, that sounds cool. That sounds badass to me. That's a good day, I told him. If you watch all that stand-up comedy, it's a base joke that everybody's meeting is a variation of, and the base joke is this: I don't drink the coffee unless the barista has colored the hair. The idea is coffee shops where they actually get good coffee, they only employ gay people. So if you see tattoos, piercings, bunch of fucked up shit, you ain't gonna get good coffee, okay? So my twist to it was, I don't drink the coffee unless the barista has recent top surgery scars, because it tastes so much better we get on the person that made us to kill themselves in a month and a half. It's just more crowded. It's don't actually think that. What do you think? I'm some kind of monster. If it transfers to me, it'd be coffee and throw it in your face. That's disgusting. You're a freak. What's your manager? I would drink coffee made by right-wing Harry and Shags. My right wing, my cream used to be morning beverages operator in the title. Anyway, told this joke and a trans person came up with me after the show to beef with me over the joke. And it was very strange because there's nothing outwardly weird about her appearance. She's very feminine, normal, look like this young lady right here. She looked exactly like this young lady right here. Very normal, obviously a woman. That's what I thought, but I always have an Adam's apple check. I reach him going for a hug with him and I've heard the last minute. Let's test this out. You need to know, okay? And we had a little weird conversation. We had a 40-minute conversation, and it was trippy because she wasn't woke. She had nuanced political opinions. We were talking about Israel versus Palestine, the Elon's takeover of mass, and I'm just agreeing with everything, that she's saying. I read more and more. I'm like, wow, this person politically is actually right. And then I realized I was talking to an autistic man. And she was saying that the way to understand the difference between real women and trans women is just the word more, okay? So real women wear makeup, wear makeup. Trans women wear more makeup. We gotta cover up, we have more to cover. We have more makeup, right? Real women do sports and CrossFit, okay? They get so sad they spray the year 15's baby blue and pink and commit terrorism. That's too much. We don't like that. We finally get to the point though, so I look at my it's a big dude except for 3, and I start to get intimidated for real. It's just the 2 things that intimidates those guys the most, right? A beautiful sexy woman, right? And a guy with Jesse's body matures, shoulders, face, and voice. Now I don't know if this guy comes to MMA or has a gun or what, but I'm starting to sweat with the last few people left in this bar and he's pressing me over this joke. And I'm my husband? Barack Obama, I'll be right here. Survived Big Mikey house. Survived my first Big Mikey job. Unlike many White House personal chefs and trainers, you guys have street violence right here? Detroit? Title of it? They got guns. No, I don't know if you know that people ask me. I say I'm high. What do you like? You're not being able to hear some mystery online. What do you like in person? I watch World Star and Hip Hop and USA Prime every week, moment, and then my phone is available to me. I watch it in bed until I physically can't hold the phone over my face anymore and I drop the phone on my face. I'm watching street violence videos, okay? I fall asleep because it's like ASMR. It's something like the pitter-patter of black fist of Asian man's head. This is relaxing, soothing. It's like brown noise. I call it black noise. You guys have anything else to do? I have one more, and no problem. If you haven't seen one of these videos, I'll describe what happens essentially. It's usually the little 8 or 9-year-old Chinese woman cannot sit in a train, of course, late. And minding your own business until she's either dead or in the hospital. Now here's what you need to know. These violent blacks little gentlemen, they're from the future. You may have been on some way a bus. Okay? And a black bastard does some ring dancing for you. He does a head spin. Now, this is how George Floyd died. Do you think for 1 second that you can take out a 200 years from the future, cybertech, fireman? Wait. Now, before I used to work in comedy, thank you. Before I used to work for this venue, $2,500 per weekend. So my dad's paid off. It's a GameStop. Before or actually, what we can do, if everybody in here bought GameStop, that would probably lose the price. Black, there, before he started in combat, he started shipping, international logistics, these bugs that take 3 months to go over the world. And, when you work in shipping, there's one word that means everything. Guys, one word that means everything, without which you were lost at sea, but with which the world is your oyster. See metaphors, I picked this up when I work at shipping. That word is a product, okay? You need a product that's stackable, dehydratable, resistant to heat, cold, doesn't need food, air, water. All right? If you break one, they're not fragile, but if you break one, it doesn't matter because they're cheap. That's why it's shipped Chinese people. Now I'll take 2,000 or 3,000 Chinese people, cram them into a shipping container, and I'll compress it down and squeeze all the air out so there's no air left. And it's just human goo basically, to create a goo crane. Okay? Goo crane, it's what I call gooks, the ancient Chinese proverb. One hand child is the same as 1,000 bodies. Hold your way to this standard, God. Trust me, man, alright? But, I go through 3 or 4 Asian robot tucks a day, so at this point, I probably indirectly killed like 30,000 in order to get real, but my driver's license is legally Mongolian, right? Now, I mean ships, the guys that work these ships, they are, now, listen. You can get the world's nasty place outside of these borders we have here. Guys, if you get caught in mainland China, 200,000 goose, the Chinese military is not gonna look kindly upon that. If you get stopped in South and Central America by some cops looking for a bribe, if you get absconded by narcos in Mexico, what you need more than paperwork, more than money, is you need one good foreign language joke, alright? You really do need this. One good foreign language joke is gonna save your neck in a jam. So this joke right here saved me probably 12 times when I was in China. It's in Mandarin Chinese, so if you know Mandarin, you're in for a treat, alright? And it's kind of a red pill joke that Chinese are based. And here's where the left wing to supply this one I need to find, okay? It's my Mandarin Chinese joke, right? Now, before I worked in shipping, stock trader, obviously, before I did that, the comedy, obviously, I used to be an inventor. I invented a machine that makes you taller using suction. I invented fuckable weed, the weed you can fuck. I invented injectable beer. I invented some atomas, a nootropic that makes you really good at trading stocks. I invented the rape gun, the gun that rapes people. I invented the skateboard. I invented retard porn. I invented midget F1. I invented the Moby, not the music. When I read Planes, music went down the street and said, "This sounds like Moby said." Yeah, you're right. I invented the fully automated fleshlight as well. Now that one is a little Roomba with a fleshlight attached. You sit down in your house and where you sit and it comes in and sucks your neck. That was a good one. Made it all the way to Shark Tank Season 3 finale with that. I'll never forget Kevin O'Leary, just a wonderful listener of Sam. That's not a fully renovated fleshlight. This is a regular Chinese guy, in an upturned Rubbermaid trash can, real Sonali teasing into it. I'm gonna correct if I'm mistaken, but it looks like someone's been trying to boil the poor guy. Boil? I have no idea. Yeah, that could have been happening. If you don't know how fleshlight you use fleshlight, if you're a beginner, this is Fleshly 101. Okay, that's gonna be a tip. You're gonna be 9, write this down, okay? Fleshly 101, you have to clean these things. Oh, what? It's not like a regular woman where you just punch at the ribs and throw it back into the bed. You have to maintain them. You have to cherish them. You have to, from the way he acted, how excited he got, buddy. You'd think that if you go to Turkmenistan, you have a fleshlight, and then as soon as you get off the plane, they meet you with the presidential motorcade. They carry you around town on, like, a golden chair or something. Oh, my fleshlight and a woman, you know what I mean? It's the same to them. It's the same, which makes sense, because if your fleshlight started talking and trying to drive, you would hit it. Okay, so when do you go? Oh, my fleshlick's trying to vote again. I gotta go beat its ass. But this kid had a fleshlicks and I thought nothing of it. A month later, I go in my dorm room and I can smell from the hallway the ocean and high tide, okay? It's the most powerful, worst smell I've ever smelled by far. Disgusting. It's everywhere in the room. Me and Liam were going around the room trying to figure out where it's coming from. Finally, we end up in this laundry because at the bottom of the laundry, that's where it's hiding the flesh, and he pops it open and he goes, "I think you have to clean this. It had packets in it." I looked down, I said, "Arshad, your lunch looks better than usual today." Then the horror of what I'm looking at, sunset and the 1,000+ rush through my head. Do Middle Eastern people call maggots? Do they keep your penis clean? Is it an evolutionary thing? Is this how Middle Eastern people are made? But of course, we all know how Middle Eastern people are made. They're made at the Wiley County Bomb Factory by taking a gas station dick bill and putting it in the hookah water, and they just grow. So this kid, he had literally created a kung fu. This guy right here is a racist piece of shit. He's been laughing only at the racist stuff, yeah. Hostiles attacks, this fucking guy. That joke wasn't funny. I would never say that. That's not something I say. I don't call it kung fu. I'm scared, Kumkun. This is what I call Bilbert's wife. Don't worry, but that's called having a comedy career for a long time. So maybe you're Bill Burton. Know how you guys look at me? I'm a superhero, you know? You look at me like I'm some kind of god or something. No. I'm not, though. I'm just a regular guy, okay? But I do have a superhero-like sense of danger. I call it my spidey sense. When I see skin that's 1 or 2 shades darker than mine, Greek, Italian, doesn't matter, my whole body goes on high alert. I'm like Nathan Hunter. This is impossible. I just know where the aces are, okay? So I'll tell you a story. I've managed to prevent street violence from going down. I was at a town fair tire. getting tires put in my truck, and young boy walks in. Young boy couldn't have been older than 32 or 33. She's got a full beard, a chic's beyond, 6'3", 300 pounds. Little kid, and at first, I thought he was there for a small time, but you see, the hands start moving around the hoodie pockets. Yeah, you don't know that the hands move around the hoodie pockets. You think he's going for a gun, right? Because you're a racist piece of shit. We saw the human white supremacists come. You think he's going for a gun? I thought he was looking for his checkbook, but sure enough, he pulls a gun. Now, I'm watching this unfold. I'm thinking to myself, no, young brother, your ingratitude. You've been going to the same round of applause, and I know that we can redeem this young man. I know we can save him because his eyes are like two pools of kindness. I spring into action. I'm over there in 5 steps. I put my finger on the barrel of the car. It starts to lower, and then I lock eyes with him and I say, I'm talking about salvation. Because when Eminem comes together against adversity, and then a nation, and he fell to the ground screaming. Now, I do social work with Herbert Hughes, so I knew exactly what to do with this situation. As he's fallen, I came in the eye socket and starts like, hey, I'm gonna try to kill him. Now what happens next changes everything for me. For me, this young man, after this great nation, I reach down and I grab a seat. Not a white man, not a little black man. Not a little black man, not a little white man, and I give him a $45,000 donation for his first year at Yale University for the Apple what? Cutting, 1 minute cutting. 1 minute cutting, 1 minute cutting? Cutting, 1 minute cutting, Sam. Boom, hey, just add, Luke, last we did board games for black people. We did Black Clue, it's called, I don't know, probably all of them, black board games. It was the same thing, just nobody goes to the library. Square, so what you mean is a steal? And they're like, no, this job is the opposite. Do not steal, girl. Here's the gun I gotta go to. Now, I was thinking about this. What's even more confusing is if you know anything about the history of rocketry Operation Paperclip after we won World War II, brought over all the Nazi scientists to run our space program. So for the 50s, 60s, 70s, NASA used to pick Nazi rally, these Nazis, white supremacists, Nazis. NASA doesn't make sense that they would make it the first black astronaut. I'm glad again that we did it, because we're not racist, but it's confusing. Back in the day, they were half the racist. It must have been even more confusing for the first black astronaut himself. He's gotta be up there on the space station looking down at all these crazy-ass white people on Earth. He's got anything to stop like, so we're supposed to be able to steal. And they're like, no, this is a space station. Everything up there is needed for your survival. Do not steal. Okay? Who you got to? And they're like, no, this is gonna sound weird, but we need you to travel back in time.